Hello everyone, my name is Rahim Sheikh and today we are going to see the past perfect tense. Okay, so I will recommend you to watch the previous video, then only you can understand this video properly. Okay, now this is the ninth part, I think, of the master tense series. Now in this video we are going to see first when we have to use past perfect tense. After that we will see the positive structure, negative structure, and in the last we will see the interrogative sentence structures in the past perfect tense. Okay, now let's start with the when to use. This is very important. First use to show earlier of two past actions. So what does this mean? Let's say there are two past actions, and to tell the first one which action happened first, let's say she had left before I arrived. Now here see there are two actions, left and arrived. Now tell me which one happened first. So this one happened first, which is in the past perfect tense. Let's say there are two actions which happened in the past. To tell the first action which happened, for that we use past perfect tense. Okay, this is simple past tense. Arrived, this subject and second form of verb. This is subject, this is second form of verb. And in the past perfect tense we will discuss the structure of this. Here we have one helping verb, that is had. Okay, in past perfect tense there is only one helping verb, that is had. Now in this first usage you understood, to show earlier of two past actions. What is the example? She had left before I arrived. Here two actions are there. To tell the first action, which action happened first, for that we use past perfect tense. Okay, now let's see second example, second usage, not example. To tell about experience. To tell about experience before a point, or you can say point of time in the past. So here we are discussing past perfect tense, right? So everything will be there in the past only. So to tell about experience before a point of time in the past. Now what does this mean? Let's say you had one beautiful experience 1 year ago. So to tell that experience now, which tense you will use? You have to use past perfect tense. Let's say one example, I had seen a beautiful flower on that day. I had seen, which is already completed. You have seen in the past only. So which tense you are using here? Past perfect tense. I had seen a beautiful flower on that day. Okay, this is one example. This is the past experience, right? I had seen a beautiful flower on that day. So these are the two uses. And there is a third use. So space is not there. So I will just wipe it and see the last usage, which is the third use of past perfect tense, that is for conditional statements or conditional sentences. So third one, right? In conditional, or you can say hypothetical sentences, conditional sentences. So what are the conditional sentences which are not true? Let's say you are thinking that if I had that, if. So conditional sentences always start with if. Okay, so what is the if? I had studied harder. Let's say you failed in the exam. Okay, usually if you don't study, what will happen? You will fail in the exam. And if you fail, what you will think? If I had studied harder, if I had studied harder, if I had studied harder, I would have passed the exam. I would have passed the exam. Okay, so now what is the condition here. Now actually you are failed. This is hypothetical condition here. Means we are thinking that we are imagining that if I had studied, means we are imagining about past, because this is past perfect tense. Now this sentence is in past perfect tense. Okay. Now there are three uses. This is the third one. In conditional sentences, what is the example? If I had studied harder, I would have passed the exam. I would have passed the exam. So these are the uses. Okay. Now let's see the positive negative structures, so you will get better understanding about this past perfect tense. Okay, it is a little bit difficult compared to other tenses, because here we are combining with two, right? In first usage, what is there? To show earlier of two actions. Earlier of two actions means we are combining two actions there. In each tense we have seen only one action, but here there are two actions, so you have to pay your 100% attention here. So here, first one, positive sentences. Positive sentences. So this marker is not working, ink is not there. Now let's see positive structures. Okay, so first here subject will be there. Okay, after that had, only one helping verb is there, and that is had. Okay, after that third form of verb, and after that object. And with that you can use the simple past tense, or you can, if subject means sentence is starting with condition, we can use that would have. Okay, we will discuss about that later. Here we will see simple examples. Okay, first you need to understand what is the past perfect tense. Later we will go to the advanced part. Okay, so in this video we are going to discuss only basic. Okay, now let's see examples. So what is the subject, you know, a third form of verb, you know, object, you know, right? If you haven't watched the previous video, please go and watch, then only you can understand this video. If you haven't watched the previous video, so you will not understand, because I am not explaining everything here. In my previous video only I explained basic things. Now I am assuming that you know those things, and with that I am continuing. Okay, so subject, you know, object, you know. Now third form of verb, you know, right? Only had is only helping verb here, and in each of the past perfect tense sentence you have to use helping verb had. Okay, so this is the structure: subject plus had plus third form of verb plus object. Now come to the examples. First example, she had danced in the class. She had danced in the class. So this is one simple example. She had danced in the class. So this is subject. This is helping verb which we have to use here. And always remember here we have to use third form of verb. After that this part is object. Okay. Now let's take another example. That example is, so here I am not using what sentences. She had danced in the class before I arrived. Like this we can say. If you are telling this much, it's not wrong, but you should not use like this past perfect tense. Okay, but in upcoming videos anyhow we are going to discuss that, but I'm telling that don't say sir you taught us wrong. Okay, so first sentence, she had danced in the class. Second, boys had eaten. Boys had eaten their lunch. Their lunch. Boys had eaten their lunch. Now see here, boys, it is plural subject. Even for singular subject, even for singular and plural, both the subjects we are using had helping verb here, because there is only one helping verb. After that, third form of verb, and rest part is object. Okay, so this is our second example. Boys had eaten their lunch. Now let's take third example, conditional based. Okay, or we can take one past example. I had never seen. I had never seen a beautiful, a beautiful, a beautiful sunset before that day. Before that day. before that day. Now see what is the sentence here. I had never seen a beautiful sunset before that day. Now this is past experience. To tell about past experience, we have to use past perfect tense. Okay, you can't say I saw a beautiful sunset. I never saw. You can't. You. It's not good. Okay. So what you have to say? I had never seen a beautiful sunset before that day. Okay, this is the correct way to say that your past experience. Okay. Up to this you understood. Let's see few more example. One example we will see using condition based, right? If I had punished to the student, if I had punished to the student, if this is fourth one, right? If I had punished to the students, what would have happened? Students would have passed the exam. So what is the meaning of this sentence? Okay, you understood. If teacher is punishing you, it is good for you. Okay. So if I had punished the students would have passed the exam. The students would have passed the exam. Now this here, see, this sentence started with if. I told you, right? Whenever it is conditional based, it will start with if. Okay. It is conjunction here. We will talk about these conjunctions in the past of speech. So here, if I had punished to the the students would have passed the exams. So here there should be their articles. Even we will talk about articles. Okay, now let's talk about one last example. So last example, I had completed my homework. I had completed my homework before teacher arrived. Homework before teacher arrived. Now see here. So here two actions are there. First action, completing of homework, and second action, teacher arrived. So to tell about the earlier of two past actions, we use past perfect tense. So which one is the earlier action here? That is completing your homework. Otherwise, if you don't complete your homework before your teacher come in the class, so what will happen? Your teacher will punish you very badly. So make sure that you are completing all your homework before the time. So what we are talking here, so whenever we are using two sentences, means two actions which are in the past, to tell the earlier action, we use past perfect tense. So here we use past perfect tense to tell the completing of homework. To tell this action, we have used what? Past perfect tense. Okay, I had completed my homework. This is subject, this is helping verb, this is third form of verb, and this is object part, and this is the second action. So what you need to understand here, what is the structure? Now see here, in the structure, these are the examples, right? You understood the examples. Now come back to the structure. So what is the structure here? Subject plus had plus third form of verb. So had is the form of have. Okay, in first video we talked about this have form. What are the have forms? Have, has, and had. So with this, now I am telling that we always have to use third form of verb. Okay, so whenever you are using have, has, had, we have to use third form of verb. Or you can understand like in perfect tense, it can be present, it can be past, it can be future. Okay, in perfect tense we always have to use third form of verb. So if you remember like this, it is easy to remember. Okay, so in any perfect tense you always have to use third form of main verb. That's it. And in the present tense we use have, has in present perfect tense, and in past perfect tense we use had as helping verbs. Okay, so this is about positive sentences in past perfect tense. Okay, now let's move to the negative sentences. Okay, so negative is easy. It is very easy here. Only what you need to add here, you just need to add not. Here instead of positive I will write negative, and here we have to change negative sentences. Okay, negative sentences, had plus not plus, and obviously third form of verb plus object. Okay, this is the structure. So I will write obj. Now see, subject plus had plus not plus third form of verb plus object. What is the extra part here? That is not. So from now, from here, what you need to understand, in negative sentences we always add not after helping verb. Okay, this thing you have to remember in any tense. See that after helping verb only we are adding not. Before that, if you are adding, it is grammatically wrong. So this thing you have to remember. Now let's see few examples. First example. So here I should use star, right? This is not example. Even this. So let's think about that. What example I have to take? Okay. First, she had not talked me. She had not talked me before you came. Before you she had not talked me before you came. So what is the first action here? That is talking. Okay, girls will not talk before teacher comes, right? It doesn't happen, but this is one hypothetical example. Okay, she had not talked me before you came. Before you came. Now had is helping verb. After that we are using not. Okay, that's it. After that, let's take another example. So let's take one conditional example. If you had not studied harder, if you had not studied harder, you would not have passed the exam. So just opposite to the previous example which we have taken in the positive sentences, right? If you had not studied harder, you would not have passed the exam. Now see here, after had we used not. That's it. Okay, you understood up to this how you have to frame sentences in past perfect tense, in positive and in negative. Now in interrogative it is much more simple. Okay, so I'm not taking more examples because here what you have to do, you just need to add not after helping verb. That's it, and it will become negative sentence in past perfect tense. Okay, so I will not take your more time. And now let's move to the interrogative. Means first we will see the verbal questions, and after that we will see the WH questions. Okay, first we will see verbal questions, not sentences here. Even questions are sentences. In upcoming videos we will see the types of sentences. In that, what are the questions, what are the affirmative sentences, what are the exclamatory sentences, everything we are going to cover. Okay, now here we are covering verbal questions. So in every video I explain about verbal questions. Okay, so now you have to comment it down, what does mean by verbal questions. Okay, so verbal questions, you have to comment it down. Now see, in verbal questions, question starts with helping verb. Okay, that's brief definition. It always starts with helping verb. What is the helping verb here? That is had. Simple, right? After that, subject. After that, third form of verb and object. That's it. That's the structure of verbal questions in past perfect tense. Now let's see one example. Had she completed her homework before I came, not come. Before I came, it should be past only. Okay, this is came, not come. We are talking in the past perfect tense, right? How I can use present in there. So had she completed her homework before I came? Your teacher will ask, she will enter the class and she will ask to the monitor. What she will ask? Had she completed her homework before I came? Before I came. Now what monitor will tell? If she has completed, if she had completed already before a ma'am came in the class. So yes, he will tell, yes ma'am, she had completed her homework before you came. Before you came. So what are the positive answer? Yes, she had completed her homework before you came. Before you came. Negative answer. No, she had not completed her homework before you came. Okay, these two are the answers. So verbal question, or we can say yes no type questions, because we can answer these questions with yes or no. Okay. So let's take another example. Had boys played in the ground. Played in the ground. Before sir said. Before sir said. This question mark should be here. Okay. Had boys played in the ground before sir said, few boys will be there if it is playing hour. So without asking permission of the sir, they will go to the ground. So what sir will ask to them? So he will ask to the monitor again. So what? Had boys played in the ground before sir said? So what is the positive answer for that? Yes, boys had played in the ground before sir said. This is positive answer. What is the negative answer? No, boys had not played in the ground before sir said. Okay, you understood questions and their answers. Now let's move to the last questions, that are negative, not negative here. It is WH questions. Okay, WH questions which are very easy. WH. So what we have to add here? Just WH word. Okay, WH word. So what I'm not writing, you have to understand that. I'm telling that, right? So when you are making notes, write WH word here. Okay, or I will write here WH word. Okay. Now the same examples we will convert to the WH questions. So what is this question? Had she completed her homework before I came? So I can ask here what homework or how. How had she completed her homework? So here we will make these questions as WH questions. Okay, how you will make? So this is, yes, this should be small, right? So how? This is WH word, right? W is here, H is here. That is the reason it is WH. Okay, now see, how had she completed her homework before I came? How had she completed her homework before I came? So this is one example of WH question. Okay, so now just let's convert this example to the WH. So which WH word should I use here? What? We can use here what? Okay. What had boys played in the ground before sir said? So now here we are asking about the game. Before we were asking about permission. Now what had boys played in the ground? So now here what you are seeing after WH word. One more rule I am telling in the English. After WH word, you always have to use helping verb. Okay, WH word followed by helping verb. So in all the sentences you will see this structure it follows. What? After WH word in any sentence, if it is question, so it always follows by helping verb. If it is not question, we will see in the conjunction how we can use this WH words as conjunctions. We will see, but whenever you are framing any question using these WH words, so make sure that this after this WH words helping verb is there. Okay. If you are not using helping verb after this WH words, then it is wrong, totally wrong. Okay. So make sure that you are practicing like this, and please whatever you are watching here, make sure that you are making notes of it. Okay. Then only you can revise it. So if you don't revise, you will not remember, and still after a few days you will be blank. So make sure that whatever you are watching, you are noting it down in your notebook, and Thank you for watching this video, and do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and please hit the bell icon so that you will get the notification whenever I upload new videos. So thank you.